What is up, guys, gals, and non binary pals? My name is Naomi. Welcome to House of Miscellania. It's Saturday night. Time for a live, time for a live, time for a live. Hope you all are doing well. Let me go over my tools real quick. Gonna look familiar to you. I've got a pen here from Diamond Pen Pal. This is the Satura pen. In my single placer, I'm using Ghost from Diamond Painting Daily, both of those over on Etsy. In my multi-placer, I'm using a new putty. It is the Putty Crockers Boutique Putty Gold. This is the hard presser formula that she just came out with. I love it so far. So far, amazing. And then I'm using a tray here from Firefly. This is the Switch Mini Max. It has a removable lid, which I remove, and a removable trash tray, which I also remove, an open and close pour spout, and then a little hole in the top where you can stick your pen if you'd like to so it doesn't roll away. The diamond painting that I am working on, let me get a picture for you here. It is, there it is, Sometimes by Color Out of Place from Diamond Art Club. It is a 104.8 centimeters by 69.9 centimeters and square. It has 96 colors, all 96 of them. I want to say hello to those in the chat. Hello to Shelby, Jen. Hello, Joshy Poo. What a time to be alive for alive. That's right. Hello, Sue Jin and Brenda, new mama. What is up? How's your baby? She must be sweet and tiny. Well, sort of tiny. I think I remember you saying she was like 8 pounds, which is a big baby. That is a large child. So it is Saturday. I am ready for a hangout. I hope you guys are too. If we decide we want to play some games or do some things, we can do that. Otherwise, tell me what you are working on this fine Saturday night. Happy Saturday, Marilyn. Hello, Shannon. Oh, bumping you. Hold on. I better move that out of the way so I don't crack my head on it too many times. Yeah, tell me what you're working on this fine Saturday. I am on the last like square and a third, square and a third. Sure, we'll go with that on sometimes. And then I have 3 rows to go. It is getting close to done. And I'm actually a little bit sad about that. This has been honestly a pleasure of a diamond painting to work on. The only gripe, maybe small gripe that I have is that the glue hasn't been amazing, but it could be a lot worse. So, it is what it is. Dreamer Designs Crazy Cat Lady. Ooh, is that Hannah Lynn? Right? Doing laundry. Gross. Working on dinner. Hello, Abby. She's doing good. And you're home already. Hello, Digital Divine Whippin'. What is up? Already home. That's amazing. So she must have been all the way healthy, good to go. Hold on, let me give this bird a couple of peanut butter pretzels so she's quiet. Oh, you're having. I was like, why am I smelling ketchup? I was having a stroke for a second. Plugging away on Witchcraft Room. Oh, that one was fun to work on. Just finished eating, and then the Morrigan. Sweet. It is. Still on Azalea. You're getting so far on that, Shannon. You're whooping my butt. That's for dang sure. You got more into that already than I ever even dreamed. It's all right, though. I got to give you all the props for that. That sucker, it's quite the canvas, but it's beautiful. That's definitely something it has going for it is a gorgeous piece of artwork. Azalea from the one with the diamond art. I can actually show you guys a picture of what she's working on. The bluest of blue canvases. Well, it's got other colors too, but it's blue. Shannon is working on, looking for the picture here. Azalea, where are you hiding? Back here a ways. I started that one a while ago. Started kicking my butt all the way back in January. This is the one that Shannon is working on. And I think you're like past the halfway point, right? Doing awesome. Luminell, still a long haul. That's got a lot of confetti though. Woof. Hello, Tigger. Howdy, calf. Working on sunflower farms. That one's a beautiful one. You know, I really have had the urge to work on like a traditional landscape, and I have a couple. The one that springs to mind directly is Still Waters or Still Water, one or the other. Um, and it is a really, really, really beautiful piece. Thought I could do with some traditional landscapage, you know, could be a good time. I haven't worked on a traditional landscape. Geez, when's the last time I even worked on a traditional landscape? A long time. I can tell you that. So that or I want to work on autumn sunset, but I need to sit down and look at it. There's some changes in the colors that I want to make on that one. So bumping my head again. Hold on. Let me scooch this again. There we go. Um yeah, I want to take a look at autumn sunset, possibly edit some colors to make the blend a little bit better. Hello, Melissa. Hello, Linda. Yeah, pure confetti on Luminel. Yes, absolutely. But it's going to look so beautiful when you're done with it. It's like a labor of love. I completely understand. Some of them have to be. Um, I had told you guys on Tuesday that I was going to show you Valkyria and Pegaso, right? And I showed you around a little bit. I took pictures, what have you. That one was definitely a labor of love too. That one was a butt kicker. I'll tell you that much. The one for Dustin's parents is The Last Landscape You Remember. Oh, right. Yeah. Evening Melodies. That was a while ago. When did I finish that? Long ago enough that I don't remember when I worked on it. It's been a minute. What I want to do is I want to seal that one in case they decide that all they want to do is just frame it and hang it so that it doesn't get like dust and dog hair in it. I think that'll be a good choice to do a little bit of sealing on it first. Otherwise, I think honestly they could, if I seal it, they could put it directly into a frame and then hang it up anywhere they want. I think Luminel is going to be a special finish when it's done. Yeah, it will be. It will be. And you know what? I think with that one too, every bit of work that it took you to get there, you're going to really, really appreciate. And also, it makes you appreciate the ones that aren't quite as challenging, even more. Like how much even like this amount of little blobs of color I've taken for granted working on really, really confetti heavy pieces. Pegasus came out. Yes, I agree. Thank you. I want to do my Morales though because I can't wait. Oh my gosh, I know. Oh my goodness. So I put in an order from DP with Sparklers back on Friday? No, Thursday? Whichever. A couple of days ago. I've already got my shipping notification for that. That is for Luntian. And so once that arrives, I'm gonna at least get it kitted up and have it ready to go. I'm not going to start on that one. I'm going to be starting on Onihime, but I have my specials for that already, which I also need to get Onihime kitted up at some point. Lots to do to get ready. But I also want to get started. I'm putting off getting them kitted up because I know the minute I get them into any sort of storage, I'm going to be, all right, time to go, time to go. What's up, Glory? Hey, kitty cat. Meow. Also, if you don't mind, if you haven't already, please hit the like button on your way in. Smash it, slap it, boop it, bop it, twist it, pull it, whatever you like to do with the like button in the privacy of your own home is your own business. But I appreciate you showing it some love. Um, I'm in prep for the auction as well. And I think I'm going to do it on maybe a Thursday night. I was thinking about doing it on a Saturday so that she could have her auction and then people could come right here. But I think if I do it on a different day, then maybe people who have some monies will, spend at my auction and get some stuff destashed for some of you guys because yeah, there might be a few pieces of mine in there, but mostly it's going to be other people's. If you are interested in destashing some things in the auction, I want to try and do a Canada only auction where people who are shopping or destashing would be from Canada. Now, that's not to say that if there's something from Canada that you want to buy, that you can't buy it, or vice versa, that there's something from America that you want to buy that you can't buy it. But this way, there would be something a little bit more like particular so that it's a little easier to get it from place to place if it's happening in Canada. I know there's a couple of you that want to do some destashing, but if you are Canadian and you're looking to get in on the Canada only portion, please, please, please send me a message on Discord or an email, houseofmiscellania at gmail.com, and let me know like what you have. It doesn't have to be 50 items. Like if you're just looking to get rid of a couple, even that's fine. I can put you in on that. Hello, Tanis. Hitting up Chroma. You're definitely a booper. What specials did I get for Luntien? I'll tell you what. Uh, in order to tell you, I kind of have to show you. Um, And so what I'll do, I should have those specials by, I would think Tuesday next week. So when I get them, maybe on the next live for Tuesday, I'll kind of go over what I got and show you where it's going to go. How's that sound? Hello, Vicky. But yeah, so for some reason I thought I didn't kit up Onihime Shelby because I had to kit down what did I kit down? I kitted down something that was in my Elizabeth Ward. Was it? Oh, Sleeping with Wolves. I had to kit down Sleeping with Wolves. So I never did get Onihime kitted up. But I did work on like kitting down while we were live. I don't know, last week, maybe. Because I was thinking about doing the kit up then, and then I realized, duh, I don't have any storage. So I gotta free some up. Yeah, wolves, thank you. Like I knew there's something. I still have to kit down Written in the Stars. That's not quite done yet. So I got to do that at some point or another. And that one I figure I would save for Luntien and have that ready. Yeah, you watched me kit down. You did indeedy. Ray, will you do me a favor? Can you grab me like 3 squares of toilet paper so I can I got sniffles. Nobody likes the Mr. Sniffle. Also, bonus points to anybody who knew what that was from for my whip and chat. Thank you. Yeah. And for those who don't know, it's from How to Lose a Guy in 10 Days. Nobody likes the Mr. Sniffles. Blow. And then she blows his nose while he's playing poker with his friends. Same scene where she talks about, it's our love fern and you let it die. I don't know if anybody's ever tried to take care of a fern. They are very testy plants. She set that up to fail big time. But yeah, so if you are in Canada, if you're looking to auction something off specifically for like a Canada only option, then please, please, please send me a message of some kind. There's a few of you I might reach out to and just say, "Hey, you have any interest in selling something in the auction? Otherwise, I want to see what the interest is, because otherwise I'll just put Canada stuff in with American stuff, and then you'll know, okay, this is the Canada portion of this auction or whatever." Yeah, he's gonna be really excited when you get outside and sees that there's snow. Yeah, it's snowing. It's snowing here. You guys getting any snow? It just started. How very, very exciting. Okay, sorry, I was looking at. Nope, go back. Go back. There we go. That movie makes me laugh. It's hilarious. I love it. I do love me some Kate Hudson and Matthew McConaughey. Uh Winning combo. I also enjoyed, oh, what was the other movie that they were in where they were like treasure hunting and they were married? Fool's Gold. That one is also really, really good. Really funny. They make a very hilarious couple. It's raining there. It started out raining here this afternoon, and as the temp has gone down, yeah, it started snowing not that long ago. So it's a wet snow, like a wintry mix, but there's definitely formed flakes. For sure, for sure. Got a bit the other day and a few flakes today. Ooh, 66 degrees. Oh, right, but you're in New York City, right? Where, I mean, I was there at the end of September, and oh my gosh, I couldn't even believe how hot it was in New York City proper from all of the just heat residuals of the buildings there. It was nuts. Crazy, crazy. One of my favorite places that we went when we were in New York City was Central Park. It's kind of where I felt was the Nintendo store was very cool. I did enjoy the Nintendo store. The Swarovski store was also pretty damn cool. Did enjoy being around all of it because the way that they have the lights set up inside of the Swarovski store is like primo viewing for all of the Swarovskis that are there. Absolutely beautiful. You feel like you've walked into a prism. That's PRISM, prism, not prison. What's up, Noel? Ooh, she said, boop that like button or else we have beef, yo. Oh, you don't want beef with Noelle. She can get scary. Basically, due east of you and whatever Wisconsin gets, we tend to get in a day or two. Ah, yeah. 68 after sunset. Still warm in California. Lots of rain for Sujin. No snow here or in the forecast for 10 days. I'll trade you. I'm all right with snow. You love the Nintendo store. It was really cool going to the Nintendo store to see, like, they had a Game Boy. I think it was just like a regular Game Boy, but it had been used by somebody during war times, and it took shrapnel from a bomb. Desert Storm. Thank you. Um, and it took shrapnel and it was still working. It was melted. It looked like hell, but it was still operating. I was like, that's some Nintendo power right there. Pun intended. You had snow a couple days ago, Linda. I don't mind it so much. Like I said, I enjoy that my state gets all four seasons. I prefer it to like not really knowing. I mean, granted, in California, you get very temperate weather. It's very samey kind of all the time. That would be okay too. I think if I was going to take the opposite, I would want to live somewhere where the weather is just very just stays the same all the time. Nothing for Jen yet. And you're in Michigan, right? State of my birth, Michigan. Yeah, I think if I had to pick one or the other, I do like my seasons, my regular seasons, but definitely would just go with something that was pretty and samesies if I had to do something else. Because I don't want to go to, like, okay, I enjoy heat, right? But it'd have to be a dry heat. So I'd probably have to do like Arizona because Florida is too humid. I deal with enough humidity here and I hate it. I don't like the feeling, like literally like a baked potato inside of my own clothing. Not fun. Not even a little fun. It's almost like you have to own a pool in Florida or one nearby that you can get into just constantly. Because otherwise, nah. That's a hard pass from me. Okay, so we were having a discussion on Discord about how people hold their pens, okay? And apparently I'm a weirdo because I hold my pen like this. I don't do like this here. I'm like I kind of go behind the ring finger. So how do you hold your pen? Similar to this? Are you like behind the middle finger? You grip the whole thing like you're just stabbing things all the time. Humidity, yeah, humidities, yeah, very that, Sujin. Humidities is right. You were born and raised there in Michigan? Ooh, where at? I was born in Lansing, but I grew up in a teeny tiny little town called Langsburg, which is like outside of East Lansing. Um, if you know where Meridian is in East Lansing, like it's it's east of that still, off of 69. You hold it like I do, just exactly like a regular pen. I hold You hold your pen like a writing utensil. Yeah, yeah. I mean, that's pretty much well, when I write behind my middle finger. So like I write like this, but I diamond paint like this. Make that make sense. And then when I'm eating, I hold a fork. When I hold a fork, I hold a fork like this too to eat. Yeah. Yeah. So I hold my diamond painting pen differently than I do a writing utensil or an eating utensil. Melissa's part of the pen holding club. Yep. Grew up in Birch Run, the mall next to Frankenmuth. I've been to Frankenmuth. It was like Santa Town, right? I think Frankenmuth was like, isn't that it's like um, a little German town that is like literally they sell Christmas stuff all year round. Am I thinking of the right place? Hello, Crafty Tech with Rhonda. And hello, Have Coloring Books Will Travel. Welcome, welcome. You hold both your pen and your diamond painting pen like that. Yeah, so like this is the way I hold my diamond painting pen behind the ring finger. Yeah, all of my other utensils are behind the middle finger. And then of course chopsticks, I also hold like this, right? But with the other chopstick in there. I think it's because your diamond pens are so fat. Yeah. Hold it like a writing pen. I mean, I could try. No, I can't. No, it's weird. I think it's because when I when I diamond paint, like I can't do it that way. It's like my ring finger gets in the way. So I hold it like this because I also like steady myself on my pinky. So like sometimes I'll put my pinky down and my pinky kind of holds my hand up from like fully touching down on the diamond painting, if that makes sense. So happy to see you on. Well, I'm so happy you're here, Rhonda. All the weird pen. Yeah, okay. It is the German Christmas town. I thought it was. And yes, all the weird pen holders are here. When weird pen holders assemble, we need to come up with a secret pen holders handshake, I think. Yeah, I think if I held it like a regular pen, my ring finger would get in the way. It's too much happening. Like there's too much there. Is that weird? Might be a little weird. I'm okay with a little weird. I can survive that. Best of us form an extra special cult. Yeah. Weird pen gang gang. My thumb is more parallel to the table than my regular pen grip. Your thumb is more parallel. So like no. I don't like I don't know what you mean. Weird pen holder guild. Woo! So I have a stop on my pens. Yeah. And I mean, the reason I like this one in particular is because then my ring finger sits underneath it perfectly because this is my obviously my favorite pen. I use this all the time. And then I have the Ajisai is literally turned exactly the same. Well, pretty close to. I mean, it's not exact, but it's close. It's pretty close. A little bit more bulby down here. And then this one also has a divot there. So like that's where my ring finger goes. Like that's how I hold it. It sort of rests either on that knuckle or like right here on my finger. Weird stuff. Gang gang. You try to get a picture on Discord. Okay. I'm like trying to picture what you mean by having it your thumb parallel to the table. And I can't make it math in my head. I don't know, it's like the most comfortable way for me to hold a pen. But the the pens that I use, they are very bulky. And I think too, having that extra couple of like fingers on up here definitely helps with a lot of the weight because this sucker it's hefty. It's a hefty pen. I'm 56 and I'm starting to get a little arthritis. So I'm hoping diamond painting will help strengthen my hands. It could help. I do highly suggest getting a thicker pen though if you have arthritis or carpal tunnel. So there's something like this thickness, right, which is already most diamond painting pens. You can go from really thin, like an O'Brien custom turning. This thing is so lightweight and tiny. I can't use it. This gives me hand cramps really bad. But you've got something that sized. And then moving up, there's something more like this one from Mystic Makers, which is slightly thicker. You can see it's bulkier, right? But this even is still too thin for me. You've got something a little bit fatter than that, which I can use, but it's still getting a little thin for me. This is from Kevin's DP pens. And then obviously you've got this chubby big boy from Diamond Pen Pal. But even bigger than this one, you can get from Bistro exclusives or Bistro blanks. This one is a lava pen that they do at Bistro exclusives, which, I mean, who doesn't love a lava pen? Like, hello, so freaking cool. And it's got a dragon on it for Mizuchira from last year's Mary Morales. But um obviously you need to have all of that extra for the lava pen on the inside. And so like this one is when I'm really having a bad day with regard to my hands, I can switch over to something this size, which is like real heavy compared to this pen. It's definitely hefty. Just a little bit fatter, as you can see. A little fatty pen. But yeah, so if you're ever wondering about sizes, there's all different varieties. You can go from really thick to really thin. Almost like holding an actual pen, you could go as thin as that too. You have a few, but they aren't as thick as that one. And I mean, if you want to see, like, kind of test out what thickness you really like, go get yourself some polymer clay and a pen, like, you could use the DAC twist and pick placer, or you could go with just the inside of a regular stylus from the old toolkits and put polymer, like load polymer clay or even air dry clay around that and see like how thick you really like it, and then start shopping around at the custom shops. Hello, hello. We're just talking about pen thickness and how we hold our pens. Didn't realize the thicker was better. Yeah, this one is the chubby variety from Diamond Pen Pal. This is what I like for carpal tunnel, but you know, kind of everybody's different in what they can handle for the weight, because some people have carpal tunnel or arthritis and the weight is actually a problem. So it's best just to try some things out, see what you like and what works best. I mean, you guys see I use this thing all the time. It is like my absolute favorite. And if I could afford more pens, I'd be buying Diamond Pen Pal left and right. Or if you're feeling really fancy, you could get yourself a House of Miscellania Zodiac pen. I made some. Hold on, I'll show you. I made them all myself. And these ones are not claimed either. They don't have homes yet. I've got, let's see. This one for Sagittarius doesn't have a home. And it has real there's moonstone and labradorite in there for Sagittarius. And then there's herbs in here. There's rose, there's orchid, there's all kinds of herbs. And then this is actually mahogany. And then I have these beauties too. They've also got, let me, hold on, move my light over a little bit. These ones have more stones in them. Hard to see. Sorry, hold on. Let me turn my brightness up a little bit so you can actually see them. Here we go. Where is the thingy? Let's see. ISO. Let me turn that up a little bit. It's gonna get a little bright for a second. There, now you can see a little better. It has, this one has amethyst, it has lapis lazuli in it, and it glows in the dark. And that came from a burl of, I believe this one might be ash. I've got maple too. There's this one, which has opalite and rose quartz. It also has jade in there. And then this one is for Leo, and it has tiger eye and lapis lazuli in it, along with something else in there. I can't remember. but it has herbs in it as well. I made them. They are my very own special pens. Any with tourmalized quartz? No, but I can get some. I can definitely get some. Where can I buy these? So I don't actually have a site, Rhonda, but if you want to email me, if you're looking for something specific, they're a little pricey because it takes me about, I would say all told to make one pen takes me about 5 or 6 hours, not including like the time it takes for the resin to set up and stuff like that. So they're a little pricey. But if you send me an email, I can hook you up with something if you're looking for one specifically. Um, this one is for Libra. This is a Libra specific pen, although it could be used for other things. It doesn't say Libra in there, but this one is Capricorn, even though it doesn't specifically say Capricorn on it anywhere. But I choose the specific wood, the specific stone, and herbs that go along with zodiac. Or if you want it for another purpose, I can do something for another purpose too. Like if you want something that is good luck or good fortune or love or I don't know, self-balancing, I can do just about anything you need. So if you send me an email, we can chat and I can tell you more about it. Thank you, Jen. I'm very proud. Honestly, I've learned a lot about pen turning over the last year. And I feel like every time I turn new pens, they get better and better. All right, I'm gonna move this out of the way. How many don't have words in them? Well, right now I have 2 with words and 2 without. But the next batch that I work on, they can either have words or not have words. It's really up to the person who's buying it, what they'd rather have. All right, let me turn my brightness back down a little bit here. There, that's better. That's better. You love the one with amethyst? Ooh, Shannon. You can claim it. They don't have owners yet. And actually, hold one second. I can kind of go over what's in them too, because I have my book here that I keep all of the notes on what's inside. So this one, let's see, the Libra, but like I said, it can be used for anything. It has opalite and tourmaline. That's what it is. This is a maple burl. It has in the herbs side, it has benzoin, orchid, it has rose seeds, lavender, coltsfoot, sage, cat's claw, horehound, that's H-O-R-E, horehound, and calendula flower. And then it's a maple burl. And then in the Leo, that one has, where's Leo? This is a cherry burl from a cherry tree. It has in the stones part, tiger eye, lapis, and demartite. And then it has for the herbs, there's jasmine, highjohn, which is a Leo specific plant herb. It has calendula for the sun. It has rose, benzoin, sandalwood, patchouli, orchid, rose hips and seeds, and then ginger root in this one. How much for Libra? Linda, Libra is 100. And then Capricorn, this one is, there's ash in the middle part, and then it's maple on the ends. This one has tourmaline and garnet in it. There's some hidey holes where it has more garnet, but the big old piece of garnet, it's hard to see. And then the herbs in this one are benzoin, patchouli, orchid, rose seeds, elderberry, witch's grass, burdock, and cornflower. And then the Sagittarius, this one I have written somewhere else. I'd have to look for that one. But yeah, those are my pins. Linda, you can send me an email if you want, if you're looking for something other, something different. What's up, Ducky? Yeah, send me an email or hit me up on Discord if you're on one of those places, if you're looking for something more specific. I've got a round that I need to go and turn. I've got Scorpio, Virgo. I've got an Aries, but that one is spoken for. I've got what else? Hold on. Scorpio, Aquarius, Virgo, Aries, um, Pisces, Gemini, and Libra again. You need the Capricorn one? Jen, you can have it. It doesn't have a home. They'd love to go home with somebody. They smell amazing also. When I put the herbs in them and then I turn them, some of those herbs actually you can smell them on the outside of the pen. So they smell amazing. Every time I open the box, I'm like, whoosh, get a little herb in my face. Yeah, Noel. What's the Scorpio? In Scorpio, that one has it's not turned yet because I got to do the other part. Sage, hibiscus, orris root, calendula, and benzoin in that one. And the wood is ebony. Yeah, ebony wood for the Scorpio. Like actual ebony wood, too. The smell never leaves either. Yeah, it doesn't. It does not. And I try to, when I put stones and things in there, I try to make sure that I get at least two representations of each zodiac with the stones. So you're not being like skimped out on or anything like that. There's lots of stones. It's hard. I will say it is hard to make those thin. Although Sarah's not on right now. Gloria's here. It's not, I would say, I can go kind of thin. I can't go like, pen thin, obviously, because of the stones and the herbs, but I can go pretty thin on them. There's pictures on Discord if you're interested in seeing how thin some of them are or were. I can go, oh, I have one. Hold on, I have one more. One more I can. This one. Actually, I have two more I could show you. Oh, wait, no, the other one's sealed. I can't show you that one. Okay, but I can show you this one. This is a Taurus. This one is a Taurus, and it's not super thin, but there's some thin to it. This one has lapis and I believe rose quartz in it, but it's a Taurus one. And the stars that you see in there are glow in the dark stars and butterflies and things like that in it too. So I can go like when you compare next to this one, it's actually not super thick. So I can go fairly thin on these. Not super super thin, but pretty thin. That one has a home already. But yeah, so if you're interested, they take a little while to make, so as long as you're patient with me, because if I mess something up, like let's say something happens when I'm turning it and it explodes, or sometimes like if it's weak in a certain spot, it might crack or whatever. I replace it at no cost to anybody. I start over and I learn from my mistake and I try again. In fact, I don't know if you guys watched my whip and chat. Oh, you want to see something devastating? Hold on a second. Let me show you something real sad. This is the saddest thing ever. Okay. So here we go. You might have seen on my whipping chat, there were several of them that did not turn out. So all these blanks are basically paperweights now. Um Unfortunately, because one side of the resin didn't set up. Do you see that dent in there? You shouldn't be able to dent resin like it. Yeah, you shouldn't be able to dent resin. So they're gorgeous, but they're useless, and now they just live at my house as paperweights. This one's going to go to Sarah's house because this was one of hers. And actually, what I had tried to do with this one was to make it so it looked like stained glass when you worked on it, like when you worked with it. And it's a beautiful effect, but the bottom of it didn't, or one side of it never set up, and so I had to ditch it, unfortunately. Um, this one was a Taurus. This Aries. This one I'm really bummed to lose, this Aries. But yeah, sometimes they don't work out and I have to start over. And I lost 10 blanks. Actually it might be 12 blanks. This yeah, it broke my heart just a little bit. Ignore the glitter on top. That was gonna come out, but this was a Cancer one. And yeah, so I lost a lot. This Leo, oh, this Leo was going to be so good. But unfortunately, yeah, one side of the resin didn't set up. It was too cold in the garage. And now I've started to bring them home and let them set up here and then take them and work on them on the lathe over at my in law's house. But what a bummer, man. I'm very sad, but it is what it is. I learned from it, and you learn and you move forward. That's all you can do, right? But I get better every time. So that's honestly like that's the way to do it. If you're going to screw up, at least learn from your screw ups, right? Yeah, Noelle says each turn you get to see the evolution of the craft and each improvement. And Noelle has one of like has my very first pen that I've ever turned, and then another from like the next set, and another from the next set, and then she's getting one out of like my newer set. And so she really has literally the evolution of all of my turns. You can save enough of the blank. You could make wine bottle stoppers. The problem with it is because one half of the resin isn't cured fully. I don't know how it would turn on the lathe without melting, like literally melting. You'll get with me about a pen? Okay. Oh, the ebony wood in the Scorpio, Vicky, is gorgeous. Absolutely beautiful. And ebony is not inexpensive. Um, I've had to go back a couple of times, like with the Purple Heart. I had to make those blanks again because again the resin hadn't cured, and I actually reused the Purple Heart wood because that's like $11 for like a one by 1 by 6 blank of just wood. It was $11 just for the wood itself, and I was like, well, I'm not gonna lose that. Deep pour epoxy. Yeah, Rhonda, I use either I use a couple of different things because when I'm pouring the blank, I'm actually pouring it in 2 stages. I pour the first stage that has the herbs and things like that in it, and then for the second stage, I put in the stones and anything else that I'm going to add that I don't want sinking to the bottom. So I've used deep pour epoxy. Lots of my blanks have come out from that. And now I'm using actually clear cast because I'm not going further than 3/8 of an inch thick for the blanks themselves when I pour them. But yeah, no, otherwise deep pour from Alumilite is what I use, or Alumilite Clearcast, one or the other. But with the deep pour, it takes about 4 hours to reach the temp that it needs to be in order to like have the correct viscosity to do things with. And when it's not warm enough in the environment, it never cures. It will just stay tacky forever. So that's why I moved to the clear cast. That sets up with regarding to the temperature in about 30 to 45 minutes. So it reaches viscosity where I can do things with it or move it or things like that at about 45 minutes. So that if I want things floating in there, I don't have to wait 3 hours for it to reach temp. The pens at the holding point are 5.5 centimeters. It's comfortable. Ooh, my butterfly effects wears are 4 centimeters at the holding point. I'm okay with both. Wouldn't want to go bigger. Awesome. Thank you, Glory. Hi, Angela. Have you ever done a vlog showing us how you make them? I haven't. I think part of it is because when okay, this is going to sound really froofy, and I apologize to anybody who is not into the froofy or the woo woo. When I'm making the pens themselves, I have to really fully concentrate on what I'm putting in the pen, energy wise. Um, because if I'm trying to like imbue a pen with positivity or good fortune or growth and change or things like that, I can't be worried about or concentrating on like trying to make sure the angle is good with the camera or whatever. And so I could probably do like kind of a in between steps sort of thing, but to do an actual full like vlog on how I do it would probably distract from what I'm trying to do while I'm making the pen, if that makes sense. The other thing, now this is nothing against any pen maker out there whatsoever, but I don't think anyone else is doing what I'm doing. Um, which is why I'm not like trying to turn it into a whole big business or anything like that. I don't have the lathe at my house. It's over at my in-laws house, and so I don't really have the space to turn, like my basement into a full workshop or anything like that. And so one, I can't do things at a huge volume, and then two, um I don't want to do a vlog because I also kind of don't want to show people what I'm doing because I don't want anybody to copy it, if that doesn't sound too I don't know, full of myself. I'm not trying to sound full of myself. It's just I haven't seen anybody else do anything like this, and if they started to, I would kind of know where they got that from. I wanted to do something totally different than what I saw already happening out there. Yeah, there's people who stick, little charms in them that say, stuff, whatever. It could say slut or whatever. It could say anything in there besides Sagittarius. It could have other stuff in it. Like, I don't compare what I'm doing to like a bistro exclusives. It's not something that bistro is doing. They're not putting real stone and they're not putting real um herbs in things. I mean, yes, Flower Girl Blanks kind of does that, but it's more about the visual than the actual like what it's being used for. And so I don't want to see anybody try and replicate it because there's like a whole process that goes into it. I mean, like you can see on this one it has a halfway point, right? So there's I pour it in halves, and it takes, um, all told, like, well, including, drying time and all of that, whatever, it's a lot longer than 4 or 5 hours, but each one of these on the lathe, just to turn it, takes me about 2.5 hours to, turn it and then polish it. And, like, I don't know if you can see, but, like, there's a lot going on in there, and I have to be really careful not to nick the metal, and it's a lot. Yeah. So I'm not trying to turn it into a big, like, mass produced business. I would like people to feel like what they have is special. Also, no two pens are at all alike. They're not turned alike. They don't have the same things in them. They might have the same stones. Like I made a cancer pen for Glory and I made a cancer pen for Sarah, but they are two very different pens. They don't look the same. They have the same wood, but that's about where the similarities stop. Everything else in there is pretty different. Maybe a stone in common, but yeah, thank you guys for understanding that because it's it's not easy to do, and I want to make sure that people, like the result, and I don't want to try and mass produce it because that kind of takes the special away, I think, you know. So if you have one, you're probably a special person because I don't make a lot of them. But they, like I said, they do take time. So please be patient with me because not only is it like I got to do all the stuff for it, but then I also have to carve out time in the workshop when my father-in-law isn't out there making a bench or uh I don't know, making a set of stairs or making a bed because he made my son's loft bed. Like, yeah. So I have to like steal time. But anyway, that all went a weird place. Sorry about that. Pens. Yay. I do have to say though that there are some really phenomenal turners out there. And if, $100 is not in your price range, I totally understand. It's not in my price range. Um, I just I priced it out in such a way that, because of all of the labor that's involved in it, there's a lot of labor involved, materials too. But there's the only other person I've seen that uses stone in their pens uh is it Black Wolf Woodworks? The one that puts opal, but it's not even opal, it's opal light. It's not real opal, but he puts opalite bands into his wood pens. I've seen that. And he charges 130 for the opalite bands. And I thought, well, $100 is compared to that is actually not that bad, you know? And I'm doing way more than putting an opalite band in it. But yeah, there may or may not be one or two special ones planned as giveaways for Mary Morales. We'll see what happens on the lathe, of course, because I can't always tell if something is going to work after I've poured things. Sometimes it works great, and sometimes it is a mistake. So I just have to play the wait and see kind of game. But there may or may not be one that shows up for Mary Morales for giveaway. Yeah, Angela, you get it. Okay, has anybody else tried out their Putty Crocker, the hard placer formula? If so, what do you think about it? How do you like it? I got mine on Thursday, maybe. I didn't try it until fairly recently, but I like it. This is actually the second square. that I'm working on using the same putty, which is pretty good considering I usually change out every square because I don't like how like um stringy it becomes because I'm a very hard placer. I like it a lot, whole lot. Haven't gotten it yet. Can't wait to try it on ABs. It works when fresh, at least. I don't know about not fresh, but fresh. Oh, it's amazing with ABs. They came right off of there. No problems. Now, I didn't have any ABs in this square to try it like on my second square with ABs, but putting it in there fresh with ABs worked great. It was amazing. Very impressed. If one does, lucky winner. Thank you. Thank you very much. I love them. I was half tempted to keep the Sagittarius for myself. But I think what I'm going to try and do is I need to get a bigger blank mold. I have the mold that I use is 1 by 1 squared around, and then it's 6 inches long. The problem is I was asking Butter or not blah, 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 Diamond Pen Pal what size blank she uses to get this thickness because I even knocking the corners off of mine, I can't get it this big. And I need to use 1 1/16 sized mold. And so if I can get my hands on that size of a mold, I can make my own pen for myself to use. But for right now, they're just unfortunately too thin for me. So yeah, I need to get a bigger mold, like blank mold. I always lose the glittery stuff off the ABs with putty. I haven't had any issues with this. As far, I mean, like, well, I did this square, the ABs with this square, and they all look good. There's no waxy buildup. There's no anything. Like I said, I was really impressed. Really, really impressed. Just a reminder to everybody hanging out in the chat, if you have not already done so, please boop that like button. Give it a little boop, 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 boop. Please and thank you. Okay, I need to get more drills. Let's see. I need more of that color. What is that? There we go. There we go. I got it. I got it. Basically, this whole square is like 2 colors. 2 colors left. Kind of hard to tell what's what, but there you go. Very close to the same color. In fact, there's 2 different colors here, but they're like virtually indistinguishable. It's all right. I like it. Got a good blend. Good blending happening there. Let's see. Come on. Sometimes, see, now I might be getting to the point where I might need to change out my putty. Maybe. But the problem has been that, and I don't know if anybody else is running into this issue as well, but the glue on my DAC has not been like the best. I haven't used the alcohol spray trick. I haven't needed to do that, but it hasn't been quite that bad, but it's not as like gluey as like let's say a Jada Gem Shop would be. Because Jada Gem Shop glue is like crazy good. And so sometimes that does have an effect when you're using putty too, is like, you know, if it's not wanting to stick to the canvas because the glue isn't grabbing it. Here's a weird trick, Vicky, that you could try. This is going to sound a little strange, and that's okay. If you haven't tried it before putting an AB on your putty, get it wet You can either use like a sponge that has water in it. You can lick it. I know that sounds a little weird, but you can lick the putty just enough to get it slightly damp. If you're going to get it a little wet, then what I do is like I touch it to the back of my hand to get it a little dried off, and then I try and use it on my ABs. And that seems to work really well for like not grabbing into the putty as much and making it easier to get them off of the putty on the canvas. Hello, Lisbeth Wegner 4394. Hello, hello. But yeah, I'm not above telling you that I have 100% licked my putty. Yes, I have. I've done that. I licked it. It's my putty. It's only touching drills and my mouth, so you know, it is what it is. I guess technically that putty probably was in somebody's hand at one point, but I guess now I've got somebody's hand germs in my mouth. Oh well. I'd like to think anything deadly probably died in transit, or if it didn't, then let me think that it did. So I know that if I'm dying from a communicable disease, that it was not the putty and my licking the putty. Takes all the coating off. Oh, yeah. That's yeah. I mean, at the very least, like you can literally get a paper towel if you don't want to lick it, that's fine. Um, you can get a paper towel, just get it damp, and then touch the putty down onto the paper towel before trying to pick up your ABs. And they release like nobody's business. I mean, your other option would be getting yourself an e-pen from, you know, Picmondu, or there's lots of places that are doing the e-pens now, which have the vacuums in them or whatever. Picmondu came to mind because I have one of those, but you know, there's lots of places you can get them from if you don't want to order from Germany. Now, granted, I don't have a multi-placer end on mine, so you can only do the ABs one at a time, single placing. So as long as it's not like a huge color block section of ABs, then should be good. Dang it, come off of there. Freaking glue. That's a glue problem, not a putty problem. Dang it. Made my drills move around even. E-pens suck. Well, that's what they're supposed to do. We're the kids who played in the mud, right? Licking putty, eating Play-Doh, no big deal, right? That's what I'm saying. I read somewhere that we eat 50 pounds of dirt in our lifetime. That's probably true. Some of us more than others. I mean, I made a lot of mud pies when I was a kid. I've tried a mud pie. I mean, it wasn't like a whole mouthful of mud or anything, but I know I've definitely tasted a mud pie. They never taste as good as they look. For the record, in case anybody is wondering. They never taste as good as they look. Damp sponge or paper towel, you can dampen however many multi-placers. Yeah, 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 yeah. Absolutely. In fact, who was it that recently was it Ditsy's Diamond Den that released a 3D printed like sponge holder? And they sell the sponges with it too, where all you'd have to do is just wet the sponge and it has the little holder for the sponge right there with it. Was that Ditsy's Diamond Den? I can't remember. Somebody did though. A 3D printing shop did that very recently. But I feel like I remember it being Ditsy's. Even got into a puddle of wet red clay. Try saying that 10 times fast. She said, what? Wet red clay. Not quite as bad as Irish wristwatch. Damn it. Irish wrist watch. But wet red clay was that hitched my brain for a second. I was like, blah, 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 blah. Um, but yeah, I know of one of them. I'm not certain which one. And they have the sponges that it's like a little 3D printed like sponge holder basically with cut up sponges. Tracy's DP World. Thank you, Linda. Lily pads that hold a small spot. Maybe that's who I was thinking of. It might have been Tracy's DP World. You could be right because I do follow her on Facebook. Although, I mean, I haven't looked. There could be one on Ditsy's as well. I don't know if that's a copying thing or not. I have no idea, but it's a possibility. There could be one over there as well. But it was probably Tracy's. You know, the one thing that I love about multi-placing, and after you've been multi-placing for a really long time, you get really good at seeing like an amount. Like, so let's say next one I needed to pick up 5, and your brain just kind of auto filling in and picking up the correct amount that you need without like stopping to count every time. That wasn't the case, obviously, early days of multi-placing, but it's kind of something that I realize I take for granted, that my brain just automatically does the counting of what looks like 4 versus, you know, 7 or 9, 12. I mean, I don't use a 12 placer, but I'm sure some people can get up that high. Hers have animals on the lids. You talking about Tracy's DP World has animals on the lids or somebody else's? Come on, let go. Yeah. Yeah, I might be getting close to time to swap out putty. Maybe. We'll see. I think it's more of a glue problem than a putty problem, but we'll see how it goes. I mean, I've gone a lot farther than I thought I was going to be able to with, one thing of putty. So there's that. Because normally with butterfly effect wares, I always feel the need to change it out after each square because it starts to get really stringy for me. But I'm a really freaking hard placer. I don't know if there's any other really freaking hard placers out there like me, but I do. I always feel the need, even with butterfly effect wares, to change that out every square. So even if I will say with the Putty Crocker hard presser formula, I have found that I like it as much as I like the butterfly effect wares. Like, it is very, very good. Um, and so even if the I have to switch out the Putty Crocker every square like I do the butterfly effect wares, the price is comparable, even though the Putty Crockers is $16.50 for their pat. I was looking at the sizes. I have, let me grab a pat of the butterfly effect wares. So the pat of Putty Crocker, now mind you, there's obviously a little bit missing on the side there, but this is the Putty Crockers, and then this is the butterfly effect wares. And when you look at the sizes of the squares, like they're pretty close to the same, but when you look at them like cross section, you get twice the thickness with the Putty Crocker as you do with the butterfly effect wares. And so really, like, that's comparable in price, in my opinion. Oh, that Trick or Treat smells so good. Passive skill slot acquired. Woo! Butterfly is, yeah, a lot thinner, a lot. And so, you know, for $16.50 versus $8 for Butterfly Effect Wares, to have something that, you know, virtually is half of what this is and pay $8 and $16.50 for this, it's very comparable in price. So even though $16.50 sounds a lot for a one pad of wet or putty, like the amount that you get is really impressive in comparison. Putty Crocker is such a cute name. I agree. I like it a lot. All right, got to get myself some diamonds here. Let's start with that and see how we go. And then I'm going to go ahead and actually change out my putty. And I showed this in a whipping chat already, but I'll do it again now because why not? Don't laugh at my curved multi-placer because that's how hard I press, y'all. When I remove my putty, I don't know about you guys, but I only just take off the top layer. I don't need to get that far into it because I don't use the putty down in the putty or in the multi-placer. I just use the stuff on the top. So I'm not like full refilling every single time. So I'm not using as much putty anyways, but I just get off the really gooey stuff that's on the top layer. And then what I do is I get my putty, I go from the side. I don't know. It's obviously just for show with regard to, you know, the people who like literally stab in the middle of the pat of putty. Like I call those people monsters, honestly. But I get what I need on there. Obviously, there's going to be excess on either side. So what I do is scooch some things back so I can show you. On the plastic of my canvas, I will push down and kind of rock it a little bit back and forth and then cut it along the side, like going sideways, so that all that excess stuff there is going to come off when I press it back against my putty. So it just gives me a clean side. And then I make sure that the other side is clean as well. And then push that against the putty so it goes back on there for later use. And then it is flat against the placer. Very handy stuff. But yeah, I don't take out putty, like the whole thing of putty every time. There's no need to. You don't get down that far. Pricey to try for $16 though. Yeah, only Butterfly Effectware has worked for me so far, so $8 is more manageable for a trial. You know what? If you like Butterfly Effectwares, you probably will like this because Butterfly Effectwares is my literal go-to standby. Like I swear by Butterfly Effectwares when nothing else will work. And this actually is, in my opinion, a lot like Butterfly Effectwares. I'm not sure what she did with this formula, but it's a lot drier than her usual formula. What do y'all recommend for multi-place tips? Taff, my high recommendation is either the thin metal multi-placers from Diamond Art Club. This is an 8-placer. It works best for me. I don't go higher than that because the hard placing that I do, I turn the larger sized multi-placers into an IUD. Like it looks crazy. Trying to see if I could find my 10 placer. I don't know where I stuck it, but I bend the sides back. But Glory has recommended a shop that has thin 3D printed multi-placers and they're already curved so you can kind of rock your placers. Glory, can you post the shop that you get those 3D printed ones from? But those seem to be, I want to try some out at some point, those 3D printed ones, because they're also thin like the Diamond Art Club ones. I don't like the typical uh thick metal placers. I've given every one of those away. I bought a set of them like forever ago, and because of how like thick the walls are, um I felt like I was constantly losing diamonds inside of the multi-placer itself. Yeah, I like an 8 placer. That's my go-to. Um, the thin metal multi-placers from Diamond Art Club are about 16 bucks, but they last forever. They've also updated their design on these so that there's actually like a piece of metal that goes from here to here so that they're stronger. But right now, if you buy them, you're not guaranteed to get one of those. So until you are guaranteed to get one of those, I'm holding off purchasing a multi-placer, another multi-placer, until this one gets so bent out of frickin' shape I can't even tell what it is anymore. Curved is best for rounds. I don't use them on square. Dynamite Diamond Shop on Etsy. Yeah, Dynamite Diamond Shop. Now, there's some people, like I know Sarah mentioned that she uses hers on Square. I've never tried them, so I don't know. With as hard as I am with a multi-placer, I'd be kind of nervous just because of the way that I have to push down the squares. Rounds, obviously, you don't have to do a whole lot more, like as much width to make sure that they're straight or sticking. You can get a small set or a full set. But yeah, I do like Dax metal multi-placers for my multi-placers. They work as well on rounds for me as they do squares. But I do want to try some of the ones from Dynamite Diamond Shop to see how I like them at some point. They look real cool too. The way they're all curved like that. Looks super handy. Super handy. And Abby has posted a link. Thank you, Abby. Thank you also to the mods who are hanging out in chat tonight. I appreciate all that you do. Don't forget, a like for the channel is a like for the moderators too. They're amazing. Even though there's not much to moderate for conversation, most people are not jerks in here. I'm very lucky for that. There are some people that get weirdos in their chats. I mean, I get the usual weirdos, not the creepy weirdos. Y'all are the good kind of weirdos, so welcome. You're gonna try with square right now. Ooh, Mari or Mary. Could be Mari, could be Mary. Good evening on the East Coast. New to the channel and a noob at diamond painting. Ooh, a noob at diamond painting. We love those. Welcome, welcome. What are you currently working on? Is it Mary or Mari? Oh, bad diamond. I can give the mods something to do if they're bored. Oh, pen weirdos, gang, gang. Bunch of pen weirdos that we are. We're the pen weirdo gang, gang. You can join the pen weirdo gang, gang if you like. We're the pen weirdos, not the pen 15 club. That's a different club. Nobody's tried to initiate me in the pen 15 club since I was in like middle school. No, I take that back. Pretty sure Dustin tried to initiate me in the pen 15 club when he named his island on Animal Crossing the pen 15 island. He said, I love my laid back job as mod, no need. Yes. Let's corrupt her. Definitely a weirdo. Mari like, oh, Mary like fairy. Yes, fresh meat. Delicious. We love delicious fresh meat. Shopping for Putty from Putty Crocker. Yeah, she's got a regular website. Putty Crocker does. But you can also, if you're on her Facebook page, if you watch, she does putty drops on her Facebook page more often, I feel like, than she um stocks up her website. Because I know she's got some like fall scents that she's going to be dropping, but I think those will probably end up being a drop on Facebook because that seems to be where she likes to drop stuff. A little bit of a pain in the butt because I don't watch Facebook like that, but I'm lucky that I have a couple people who'll be like, yo, Buddy Cracker's doing a sale. Otherwise, I wouldn't have gotten my hard placer formula because I would have missed out. Ooh, how can we corrupt Mary? Let's see. Mary, where are you getting diamond paintings from currently? We can start there and then move along with our corruption beyond that point. Definitely good at corrupting people. I banned myself from her Facebook page for a bit. I spent too much money. Oh, so she does these things called Hunger Games over on her Facebook where you can get her air quote unicorns. That's what she calls them. And when she does her unicorns, they're all different kinds of like shaped putties. Well, she had a Unicorn Hunger Games 2025 this year, and I missed out, completely missed out. But Miss Abby was nice enough to send me one of her beautiful unicorns, and she sent me the seahorse. It's putty. Isn't that beautiful? So cute. A little cute putty. And it's got little like a sparkler there. It's got big old beads on it and another sparkler. Like they're gorgeous. And this one was like $10. Look at how thick that is. That's a thick ass putty, man, for $10. And they're usable putties too. Like they work as putty. But I can't stab that. Not yet. It's too pretty to stab. Working on my first DP. It is a DCA and it is by Peggy Collins. Oh, a DAC. Stained glass flower. Ooh, that's a good one. I believe it is the standard issue Amazon. I have two coming in from Diamond Art. Welcome, welcome to our Diamond Art Club cult. Group. Friends. Ooh, Rhonda's working on stained glass flowers too. Yes, yes. Diamond Art Club is that's probably for being a starter, you started the right way. There are a lot of people who start out on Temu. They're like, ooh, that Diamond Art Club, that's a little expensive, just to try and see if I even like this hobby. And then they end up working on a Diamond Art Club later and never going back to the Temu stuff because the quality is just, I mean, it can't be beat. The one that I'm working on right now is actually a Diamond Art Club. It is called Sometimes by Color Out of Place. Right now it's sideways, so you're actually looking at it like this. See? But yeah, this one is also a Diamond Art Club. But this one is 105 centimeters by 69.9 centimeters in square. Happy to share. You have to use it with an ocean theme painting. Ooh, I have some ocean theme paintings. I have corals by Bear Brick Gia, or is it Bear Brick? Okay, we were trying to figure this out. I may have been pronouncing Bear Brick Gia wrong all this time, because if she is any kind of Asian, right, then it's JAI in like Asian speaking languages is Shia, not Gia. So it might be Bear Brick Shia or Bear Bricksha. I don't know. I don't know. It's a mystery. We don't know. I started with cheapos from Amazon, and wow, what a difference. Yes. I call them the Bentley of diamond pit. Yes. Absolutely correct. And yes, thank you, Shelby. I do post reviews of all kinds of other companies besides Diamond Art Club because there are lots of them out there. Um, if you're interested in knowing, I will only work on licensed canvases. So you're not going to see like Timu stuff on my channel only because I can't prove the licensing for those. But if it is a licensed diamond painting company, I've worked with a lot of them. A lot of them. If you're interested in learning about more of them, which have at least, I would say, comparable quality to a Diamond Art Club. Might not be exactly the same, but still really, really good. She's Chinese. Okay, so then would it be Shia? Sujin? Bear Brick Shia? Bear Brick Shia? Bear Brick Jia? I'm not sure. Um, we did notice that she has a different signature on some of her stuff, and it says a very Americanized name. I can't remember what it is off the top of my head, but we were looking at her Instagram, I don't know, yesterday, day before yesterday, and trying to figure out how it's pronounced. And thought maybe the reason that she had changed it was because she was tired of people not pronouncing it correctly. So maybe it's Bear Brick Jia. You can't speak Chinese? Well, what the heck, Sujin? Better get on it. Better learn. I need somebody to teach me. But I don't know. So I hope I haven't been murdering her name this whole time, although knowing my luck, I probably have been. Oh well. I love her artwork. I'm not a good with names person, okay? I try. I do try. I do try. I make a concerted effort to be good, or at least decent. Make apps for learning languages. Right, but it's not going to tell me how to pronounce that name if it doesn't know it, you know? So I can't find anything specific that'll tell me how to pronounce that name. Korean is not tonal. I can't hear shit with tonal languages. Okay. It is a cult. I'm a lawyer. It is a cult. Oh, okay, good. At least you know. Carmen Lowe. Yeah. Yeah, now she goes by Carmen Lowe. The attorney says I will allow it with the cult identifier. Truly though. Well, okay, to be fair though, there are some people in this world who can definitely act a little bit like that. And so, you know, once you hear how sounds go together, okay. Oh, she's Malaysian. I don't know the difference as far as like the pronunciation goes. You can have the AI or the voice on your device to pronounce. I could try that. Try it out. Do I have to like input a language so that it knows what language to pronounce it in? Because I imagine if I just give it a word to pronounce, it's probably going to give me Bear Brick Gia, which is what I'd already been saying. So I don't know. But now Abby's got me all self conscious that I've been mispronouncing it like some jerk. Some DP people drank all the DP Kool-Aid. It's true. There are there are definitely some Kool-Aid drinkers out there for sure. For sure, for sure. I don't know what the kids are cooking, but it smells good. It smells like not soy sauce, but something with maybe a brown sauce of some kind. Not sure what it is. What are you guys cooking? Oh. Well, smells good, whatever it is. Eggs on toast? Why does it smell like vaguely Asian food? Oh, you put teriyaki. Okay, you put teriyaki in it. Okay, that would explain why it smelled like a brown sauce, because it has a brown sauce. Okay, that makes way more sense. Sugar, don't you bark at nothing, please. Don't you start. That's my chihuahua trying to stir the pot over here. Get people barking at nothing, because that's what she does. You know, if you keep that up, you get sugar shamed. It'll be a sugar shame time. She'll like to be embarrassed, but she'll get there. Blame Mel, she started it. Yeah, I will, Mel. Craving pizza rolls tonight. All right, hold on. I'll get you a sugar shame. Just a minute. Let me go grab my doll. Come here, you get a time. It's a sugar shame time. Sugar shame time. Oh, sugar, do, 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 do. Oh, doggy, doggy, do, 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 do. She is an annoying dog, and she's got some furry paws. Sugar, do, 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 do. She's a doggy, doggy. This is Sugar. She's cute, but annoying, as are most cute things. Cute and annoying. Yes, there's Sugar Dog. All right. No barking, doggy. Go this way. Quiet. You sit there. Be good. Got to get our sugar shame time in. Your audience needs you. I can't do anything about it. Don't look at me all bothered. She's like, "What did I do, Mom? Why am I being shamed? I only half barked. It was more of a bork than a bark." Too bad. Because holy crap, when she like goes, it's crazy. It's like a little dog alarm. A little dog alarm going off. Yeah, Josh, that's my little one. I have um I have Sugar, my chihuahua, and then I have Bowie, she's a border collie, and then Beans is my Great Pyrenees, and he's not here. He went with Dustin. They went for a car ride so that we didn't have to sit and listen to Beans barking at nothing for 2 hours. Because he will. He barks at every little sound that he hears. And it's just windy enough outside to really get him distracted. So he'd be barking the whole time. Yeah, she's cute and a little old. She's like 5 or 6. Wait. She's almost 7. Haven't been around much, but how is Beans? Marilyn, thank you for asking. He is doing well. His ears are like they're better, and then they're not better, and then they're better, and then they're not better. But he's actually been really good about letting me clean his ears, and that has made a massive difference. He was having some ear mite issues, and for the longest time, he wouldn't even let me put like drops in there. He wouldn't let me wipe his ears, and now he'll actually like hold still and let me wipe his ears. I think he realized like, oh, that feels good when she does that. I should probably just let her do it. It only took, I don't know, a solid month and a half and me chasing him all over the house with ear wipes before he figured it out, but he figured it out eventually. He's like, oh, this is pretty good. Like, yeah, it could have been good all the whole time. But you wanted to fight with me about everything. Did anybody happen to see that Jonathan Bailey was named People's Sexiest Man Alive? And I have to agree. Jonathan Bailey's a pretty good looking dude. I would go ahead and say at least close to sexiest man alive. Plus, he's not one of those like kids, and I say kids because I'm in my 40s. I don't I don't look at like anybody in their 20s or even early 30s in a serious sort of way because that's like too young. That's kids for me in my eyes. That's children. So Jonathan Bailey's a little older and so I'm allowed to think he's cute because otherwise it'd be creepy. Like when they named like Zach Efron one of people's, you know, sexiest men alive, and I was like, I remember when that was an actual child and he was in, you know, Disney bouncing around basketballs in High School Musical. And that's a little creepy because my kids watched those movies when they were younger. That would just be real weird. So can't look at Zach Efron seriously like that. You love the thick pens. Ooh, yes, I do actually. Mary, I recommend personally. This one came from Diamond Pen Pal. They make a very thick pen, as you can see. This is their chubby pen from Diamond Pen Pal. And there's also, if you're looking for an even thicker pen, there's Bistro Exclusives. This one has a dragon inside of it. It's a lava pen, which is pretty damn cool. Got a lava pen in there. Very cool. This one is from Bistro Exclusives, also on Etsy, but this is from Diamond Pen Pal, and it is the chubby variety of pen. I's an adult man. Yeah, Beans thinks he's an oof. Yeah, but Jonathan Bailey is an adult man. Looked into the Gia pronunciation. It is ch. Yeah. And how to actually pronounce it depends on tone too. Oh, so it could be Chia or Tia or Gia. Interesting. Well, that's helpful. Yeah. Abby. Yeah, Jinx. That's helpful. Yes. Diamond Pen Pal has some absolutely gorgeous pens. Absolutely beautiful stuff. I love them very much. I use this pen almost exclusively. I need to probably retire it and get a different pen from Diamond Pen Pal, but I'm not like a big accessories spender. I don't have the money for all of that, but when I find a tool that works, I tend to use the bejeezles out of it. So I can recommend a lot of things, but I use what I like the best, you know? So I'll just stick with Bear Brick Gia until I'm told differently, until I know differently. But yeah, I'll stab my little unicorn dude once I have a underwater canvas to work on. That'll be the plan. Next underwater canvas, I'm gonna stab the little seahorse. The little seahorse is gonna get demolished. I will stab him to death. He will be defeated. Smush his face. Don't worry, I'll make sure you all get to see it when I do stab it. This is why I don't mess with tonal languages. Right. Being very reserved and doing research to find the unicorns. So okay. The only way that you can get a hold of unicorns is by either participating on the Putty Crocker Facebook page when she does her Hunger Games, which as of right now, she said she's not going to do any more of them because somebody decided to destash what they got from her Hunger Games at like way inflated pricing, which is against her rules. But she said this last year too when somebody else did it and then ended up doing Hunger Games this year. So if you find any in D stash, I'd be really surprised. But her regular putty is also very, very good stuff for Putty Crocker. You haven't stabbed any of your unicorns either. Yeah, but you got like 5 or 6 of them, man. I was just feeling super lucky that Abby sent me one to play with. I was like, ooh, I feel so special. I'm a special girl with a special unicorn. So, Mary, with you being new, are there any particular Diamond Art Club diamond paintings that you're like waiting for restock, or any of the stuff that you're like, I need to find this in D stash or what have you? Also, don't know if you're aware, but I'm running an event on my channel in December and January for the acclaimed artist Margaret Morales, and her works are a gorgeous. And you're welcome to join us. There's a Facebook group for Mary Morales, Merry, if you'd be interested in joining us. And yes, check out Firefly trays. As Shelby said, that's the tray that I'm using right now. This is one of them. There's a lot of really, really great tray companies out there as well. Firefly just happens to be one of my favorites. I use their tray, and then the Ephemera 3D Deep 6 tray. I use those two all the time. Hello, Deanna Dennis, B9Y. New to diamond painting, working on my 3rd one now. Congratulations. All right, look at that. Square is done. Boom. We did it. We did it. There are 2 Alice in Wonderland themed canvas, and 1 is Dreamer Designs, retired in 2020. Oh, okay. Interesting. So, what is the other one? Is that one from Diamond Art Club, the other Alice in Wonderland? Because I can show you something real pretty. I can show you a real pretty Alice in Wonderland one. It is by Ms. Margaret Morales herself. Hold 1 second. I'm gonna move some stuff out of the way here, and I'll show you a couple of things. The first one, put my tray away. We have drills. Move those. I'll leave this canvas where it is because it's harder to move. But I'm gonna move my light. Okay, hold on. There's this one, which this one is an Alice in Wonderland. It is by Margaret Morales, called Down the Rabbit Hole. I'll pull it out and I'll show you the completion of this one. It is very cute. Oh, hang on. I gotta scoot some things. I gotta scoot you over. All right, don't get seasick. I'm gonna move you guys. I just gotta move my light first because it's trying to fall over currently. There we go. All right. Hold, please. I'm going to scoot you up. Okay. This one is Down the Rabbit Hole by Margaret Morales. And as you can see, it has Alice and the White Rabbit. And there's the stopwatch. It's got some cards. This one is a cutie cute one. It's got roses all over the place. Can't get them to line up as well as all you pros, or even half as well. That takes just practice, honestly. And then hold on, let me get the other one, which I don't have open yet, but I can at least show you the box. Hold one moment. Binder. Allison. You might be way buried. I'm still looking. Hang on. Found her. This one is also by Margaret Morales. This one's called Alice and Roses. And she is also an Alice in Wonderland. She's got her little potion bottle, her little drink me or whatever, and it's got all the roses around her. This one is also by Margaret Morales. So if you were, interested in working on either of these, you could do so for Mary Morales, which is happening December 1st through January 31st. Yeah, there's a video that goes over all the expectations, but really an event is a group of us following together, posting progress by deadlines and present. Yes, yes, yes. So there is an announcement video. If you actually look on the description of this video, it has a link to the Mary Morales 2025 playlist, and the announcement video is in there. So if you want to know like what the rules are or how to participate, go and check out the announcement video, and it will show you everything that you need to know about how to sign up, where to go, all that fun stuff. Mary says that there are specific Morales DP that everyone is doing. I could really enjoy that. That's great. I like the darker type imagery. I do the Alice and Roses. I have that one on my list of wants. So just kind of depends. Like this one is called Luntian, and it came out very recently. And so I know there's a few of us that are planning on working on this one. But there's people who are working on all kinds of them. Let me show you one, Mary, that I think you'd really like. All right, here we go. If you like dark art, Mary, I think you would really like this one. This is called Dark Lilith by Margaret Morales. And this is one of her darkest pieces as far as dark art goes, but it is beautiful. She also has another that's called Hades and Persephone, and it has Hades and Persephone. And it's a little darker. It's not quite as, I would say, dark art as this one is. But it does have some like obviously darker imagery on it. But she has officially 21 pieces with Diamond Art Club. So I'm sure there's got to be one in her set of diamond paintings that you would enjoy. Oh, Rokari is another very good company if you're looking for a little bit darker art images. They definitely, thank you, Abby, for posting the link for the announcement video. But yeah, they have a lot of dark art imagery at Rokari, but Diamond Art Club has some fantastic artists for dark art, like Ennis or Enos. I'm not sure how that's pronounced. Enos Guerrero. There's Christopher Lovell. There's Sarah Richter. Enna Morte is another really, really fantastic artist at Diamond Art Club for dark art too. Oh, Mary, are you talking about the newest? That was Chris Bug. This one right here. You talking about this one? This one is Chris Bug. She also does some really fantastic artwork for dark art pieces. This is also called Hades and Persephone. There's a Hades and Persephone by Chrisabug. There's a Hades and Persephone by Margaret Morales. There's one by Mrs. Butter D. There's one that's called Equinox, but it's Hades and Persephone. That one is by Ashley Cassidy. Lots and lots and lots of them. And yes, like Shelby said, even if you don't want to work on something by Margaret, you don't find something that's for you, you're more than welcome to just hang out, be here on the live streams on Saturday nights, starting the first weekend in December. Uh, every Saturday night will be live streams, and we're going to be, doing prizes and all kinds of stuff for the event, and then for people who are just in the live streams. Yeah, this is the newest one that came out. The newest Chrisabug. Rhonda, it's your first event ever. Excellent. It's going to be a good time. I think we're all going to have a great time. At least I'm planning to have a good time. I give away a lot of prizes, so I have a good time. It's like being Santa Claus through the whole event. I get to be like Santa, so that's my favorite. But time are we at? 9:26. Do I have something else I can? Oh, here's the Morales Hades and Persephone. Yeah, that's Morales's version of Hades and Persephone. I forgot I had that behind me. Forgot that was sitting back there. But yeah, if you're ever looking for shop suggestions, or if you're looking for, like, I don't know, tutorials, how to's, whatever, you're more than welcome to ask on literally any video that I post. Or if you want to join the Discord, there is a Discord for House of Miscellania diamond painting. I'll get a little linky poo for that really quickly, though I believe there's one in the description that like just recently expired. Here is a link for the Discord if you'd like to join us in Discord. Otherwise, like I said, there is a Mary Morales Facebook page that you can join. Haven't even finished my first one. Has everyone done that theme? Did a movie come out or a book I didn't hear? You know what? Hades and Persephone, I think just because it seems like there's been a resurgence of like Roman and Greek mythology generally with artists, that I think that it's just one of those things that it's sort of like the way that vampires and werewolves and zombies and fairies, like everything kind of has a season. Um, I think we're coming kind of back around to another vampire resurgence, but I think just Greek mythology has hit another cycle, I guess. Yes, and then I do also have a event in summer. We did this last summer called Gods and Goddesses, where you can work on just about anything that you can tell me is representative of a god or a goddess, and that's in the summer. But well, guys, I'm going to be wrapping up. I'm heading over to Discord. If we don't hang out in, you know, the group text chat, then I'll probably see you again soon, but I'll be in the usual places. You know where to find me. Otherwise, I will be live again on Tuesday night at 7:30 p.m. Central Time, every Tuesday and Saturday. And then pretty soon here, I've got a few Thursday live streams I'm planning so that we can do some D-stash auctions, which I'm really looking forward to. Selling some things, you guys selling some things, and getting some money together before that Black Friday sale, right? But you moderate on a legal channel. Oh, nice. Yeah, come join us. Please do. But otherwise, like I said, I'm going to get out of here. I hope that wherever you are in this great, big, wide, wonderful, and beautiful world of ours, full of Margaret's art and all the others, that you are having a wonderful morning, evening, or afternoon, whatever time it is, wherever you are right now. All right, guys, I'll see you in the Discord.